Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center. We're getting ready to run our annual custom knife sale over here, and while supplies last, we've got over 500 items that are marked down this time only. I've got a few items here to show you in front of me. Let's take a look. The first thing I want to show you today is this custom Eagle Rock flipper from Bob Terzola. So we've got a clip point blade on this knife in CPM 154 steel with a nice acid washed finish and compound hollow grinds. Both of these sections are hollow grind, just at two different heights. We've also got a long swedge and a really nice fuller running along the length of the blade. The handle material is carbon fiber running cross grain, so instead of the normal weave that you see, you actually see the end grain of the carbon fiber. It has a really neat look to it. When we turn the knife onto that spine, the weave again reveals itself in the carbon fiber, as well as in that back spacer that perfectly sets off that titanium liner. The neat thing about this end grain finish is that it almost makes it look like a piece of ebony wood. The backside matches the front with that carbon fiber scale, and we've got a nice machined titanium pocket clip with Terzola's name engraved on it. Next up, we've got a Liang Maw design, and this is the Warrior, built by Jonathan McNeese. Features a straight-backed blade in something you don't see too often in a folder, and that's W2 steel, which is a carbon steel, and this one happens to be differentially heat-treated, and you can see that nice Hamon line running through it. The finish on this titanium frame lock is a little rustic. It's not high polished. You get a little bit of texture, almost like an orange peel effect, and we have an oversized dimpled pivot for a little bit of contrast. On the other side of the knife, we also see that dimpled pivot, as well as a little dimpled section here in the lock bar. Overall, this is just a really beefy, stylish folder with a steel that you're not going to see all that often in this sort of a knife, so you got something very exclusive there. Next up, we've got the Borka Blade Stitch. It may look like we've got thumb studs in addition to a thumb cutout, but you're actually going to open this with that thumb cutout. This is actually the stop pin that interfaces with the frame. The blade itself almost defies categorization. It's equal parts Wharncliffe, spear point, and harpoon point. It's M390 steel, a little over 3.5 inches, and the sort of stone-washed finish on the blade really looks great against that stone-washed titanium frame. The nice thing about this frame is that it's radiused. It's not a flat scale, so it's very comfortable to hold, either in the regular position or choked up into that finger choil. In a way, it almost reminds me of a Strider knife, the way you have those multiple positions. Next up, we've got an absolutely bomb-proof knife from Alphahunter Tactical Design, and this is the Dirty Copperhead War Buoy. Before we talk about the blade, let's talk a little bit about the frame on this knife. The back spacer and reverse side are titanium, but the front is actually milled copper, which gives the knife its name. Those milled slots give you a little bit of extra grip, and this is just a really beefy handle that you could really put a lot of muscle behind. The blade itself is almost 4 inches long of M390 steel, acid washed for a really nice effect, and it has this really deep clip point cutout. We've also got a fuller running the whole length of the blade, and you actually don't see where it ends because it transitions out into that clip point. As I said, this knife is bomb-proof, and you can really feel that when you're flipping it open. Rockets out fast and just feels so solid. Next up, we've got an absolutely beautiful knife, a lot more refined than the previous aesthetic that we just looked at, and this is the Zeshurny Eagle. We've got 3 different materials making up the handle of this knife. First, we've got a Timascus bolster, which looks really great against that anodized pivot. We've also got a carbon fiber main section, and the coolest part about this knife is this oval-shaped inlay right here, which is made out of grooved Westinghouse micarta in a really great ivory color. That's not something you see too much of, and that's going to be really sought after. On the reverse side, we've also got a matching Timascus pocket clip, and the construction of the knife is open-backed with titanium liners. Open the knife, and we've got this really cool Wharncliffe looking blade with a Mike Norris tight ladder core Damascus steel. You can see that pattern brought out in the ground sections here, but the flats of the blade are hand-rubbed satin, so you get a really nice looking contrast. This knife would look great in a collection, or for those special occasions when you want to carry something that's truly memorable. Next up, we've got something really special, and this is a Rick Barrett Quantum Prototype Flipper. Whereas a lot of custom folding knives can wind up being very thick, the Quantum is actually very slim. This would be a very easy knife if you actually wanted to carry it. The titanium frame has a stone-washed finish with these faux bullet holes on the front and the back. We've got a Zircuti pocket clip here on the back, which is milled, and it has sort of a blue finish to it, which really matches that blue polished titanium backspacer. The blade itself fires out smooth and fast. It has a really deep recurved tanto profile in Nitro V stainless steel. Next up, we've got one of my favorite knives on the table because this is just such an eminently usable size, and this is the Ken Onion Jake Flipper. The ergonomics on this knife are fantastic. It fits my hand like a glove, and the balance is very good, which would make it extremely usable in a day-to-day situation. The blade is CPM 154 with a hand-rubbed satin finish. And what's really interesting is you've got different edge geometries on either side. The reverse side features a standard secondary bevel, while the presentation side actually has a convex secondary bevel. The titanium frame on this knife is anodized blue, and it's set off really nicely by this milled red G10 inlay on both sides. And there's a really nice milling pattern that matches that G10 in both the titanium pocket clip and the front section of the frame. Next up, we've got a small neck knife from one of the finest makers in the business, Rockstead, and this is the Chu B Japanese neck knife. Most Rockstead folders carry a really high price tag, so this little fixed blade is a great way to get into Rockstead for a lot less money than you might think. The blade steel is YXR7 with a DLC coating, and the signature feature of all Rocksteads is that mirror polished convex bevel. That's taken up to a 2000 grit finish and then buffed for a high gloss shine. This trailing point blade would make an excellent user, and there's just enough grip thanks to this red silk wrapped handle. We've also got a small Kydex sheath for easy neck carry. So that's all I've got to show you right now, but we've got a ton more items that are marked down. If you want to get your hands on any of these or see what else you can get a great deal on, click the link in the description below to head on over to KnifeCenter.com.